Alright, so have you ever had a similar conversation with your friends? You're talking about your favorite animals and y'all disagree. Well, I tend to have those conversations quite a bit. For some reason, people don't know that the best bird in the world is a penguin. Penguins are just amazing, adorable creatures, and people just disagree with that. They're like, oh, well, my favorite bird's an owl. And I was like, what on earth does an owl do that is cool? Do you like being nocturnal, eating mice? What is up with that? I like fish and I like penguins. Penguins eat fish. Penguins are cool. That's my type of logic right there. Instead, I'm gonna tell you some actual things about penguins which make them so cool, and maybe you'll, by the end of this, you'll agree. Some of those things may include their courtship rituals, their swimming abilities, and their ability to survive in such a harsh climate. Alright, so starting with the swimming abilities. What they have is called a fusiform shape, kind of like a fish. They don't actually have like knees per se, so that they can actually swim better. That's why they look strange as they waddle. But that actually enables them to swim as fast as you can walk, which I think is pretty amazing. So that's around 3 to 4 miles per hour. If you are a slow walker, I disagree with you beforehand. Okay, so they have that fusiform shape and such amazing wings, and their wings also aid their swimming as well, because have you noticed how they kind of look like flippers? Well, those shapes of being flippers actually allows them, while they're gliding through water, to both flap without actually hindering their speed and in fact increasing it. And during a chase of a leopard seal, they can actually increase their speed 5 to 6 times their normal speed. So they can go 20 to 24 miles per hour running away from a leopard seal. Isn't that a pretty cool thing? Couldn't you swim that fast and you would be feeling amazing, right? And the other thing that's kind of unique about them is when they're in the water, they have feathers, but they're like micro feathers. That's why you don't see actual feathers when you're looking at a penguin, because it's tightly layered micro feathers that makes them, they actually do not feel the water at all. They do not feel the water. It's like wearing a watertight suit. All they have is their temperature on the inside, which never actually decreases due to this by water. So they're just swimming through the water, feeling 98.7 degrees Celsius, somewhere around there. The temperature of any other warm-blooded animal. And these feathers actually act for another thing too, which is my second point. They survive in the Antarctic like it is nothing. They may have to huddle around or whatever. They might walk in their waddle, which is actually what their group of penguins is called, is a waddle. So it's the same way as if they were walking. So they might be in their waddle of penguins and have to huddle together for warmth, but they actually don't lose significant body heat compared to like anything else. Like if we were in the Antarctic, imagine us 15 layers of clothes and we're still freezing. We're still freezing. And we're like, oh my gosh, I need a fire to warm my hands up because you're getting frostbite and such. And penguins just walk past you, just, oh, look at me, I'm a penguin. Screw you guys and your freezing bodies. So that's another thing. They have adapted over time to fit such a unique role in the Antarctic, and they just do it so simply. It's actually quite elegant and amazing. And the third thing that makes them so awesome is their courtship rituals. And in their courtship rituals, when they're trying to find a mate, the male penguin actually sings, and whichever female penguin recognizes this type of song, they'll actually go up to him, and that is the mate for life. This penguin then, after it has a baby, like an egg, it gives the eggs to the male penguin and leaves to hunt for food. And this male penguin keeps it on their feet underneath a sort of pouch type deal, and that actually conserves heat. If the egg ever were to touch ice, the baby would most likely die in the egg because it would quickly freeze and its body would drop to abnormal temperatures. So penguins actually, just by their population growth, that means that they succeed so often in keeping these eggs on their feet that not many eggs actually drop to the ground and die. Isn't that what a good father would do? So it's pretty amazing. And then afterwards, when the female penguin comes back, you're like, how would they possibly know among all of these penguins which one was their original mate? The male actually sings the original song that they performed for the mating ritual, and that mating ritual, she then recognizes this song and goes back to her family to fulfill the motherly role. So see, penguins are such amazing creatures. They can swim really fast. They're like the best gentlemen in the world, and they can survive in such a harsh climate. Isn't that just awesome? So next time when you're having that argument with your friend and you're like, oh, well, what's your favorite bird? You best believe it's a penguin.